MTC, CEO of that organization that apparently we can't say the name of anymore because the streams, these platforms are taking us down. So I don't want to upset any billionaires because we're already giving them enough reason to hate us. We want to liquidate the billionaires. So, with that being said, welcome to headquarters. Hope that everyone is doing okay tonight. We are back on 4 different platforms. TikTok, your CEO here coming to you from headquarters. OBS just crashed, but we are trying to make sure that that is still up. Back off a ban on TikTok, so just trying to get that going again. TikTok, your video is not going to be as crispy. Your audio might be okay because we're rocking the headphones, but I'm not going to spend too much time looking at this camera. We have the Omni channel set up, but because we got banned on TikTok Live, for some reason they revoked our application to be able to use the Restream platform. So I have to use 2 different cameras right now. And so that, TikTok, is why your angle is just a little bit different. But I do appreciate everyone's time tonight. I appreciate everybody tuning in. We have some fun things to talk about, and I am also trying to figure out how to get TikTok Live guests to get their audio on the stream. But again, that's going to be, so it's been 1 week, so we have 3 more weeks apparently before we'll be able to use the TikTok omni-channel stream with everything else. But right now, so we are on 4 different platforms currently streaming live, and then this will be uploaded to all of our audio channels. So I appreciate everyone's time today. We do have a guest, but I don't know if I'm gonna bring you up, bro. You're looking a little looking a little Christian nationalist to me. We're not trying to platform those people tonight. Got more than enough lives for you to go hop into, my boy. This live is for sick left radicals. We're trying to make sure that sick left radicals. I'm not Christian nationalist. Oh, well, hey, you fooled me a little bit, you know. I can't see your whole profile. I'm not able to do no full due diligence, but U.S. Army memes. What's good, my boy? Hoping you're doing okay today. I can see, so for everyone that is on our Facebooks, YouTube, I can see your comments, everything in the one channel, and I can reply in one channel. For everyone on TikTok, I have to look separately, so I may not see yours immediately, especially because we're starting to get some viewers here, and we're starting to get some viewers on the other platforms. It's just amazing, you know. I have to say, they say fake it till you make it, and I've done made it all the way to the CEO, so hell, you know, we done faked it pretty well. We done made it pretty well. Hanging in there. Thank you, U.S. Army memes. Keep on hanging in there. Keep on fighting the good fight. Keep on putting out that working class propaganda. We appreciate you being part of the Liquidate the Billionaires network. We appreciate you being a sick left radical. We appreciate all of your content creation, mediation, moderation, everything. We appreciate you. So keep being sick, keep being left, keep being radical, because that's what we need, especially in Donald Trump's America. It's very dangerous out here. People don't realize that the most dangerous thing that you can be in this country right now is a sick left radical. But there's nothing to be afraid of, because there's tens of millions, hundreds of millions maybe, of sick left radicals in Donald Trump's America. You know, as you can see, as the CEO, looking crisp, looking nice, ready for a good night, you know, ready to chat with all of our operatives, ready for our field reports. We're still getting reports in from Portland because they haven't hit midnight yet. We got our Chicago reports looking nice, Memphis reports looking nice, all reports from every station across the country looking nice so far. So we do appreciate everyone's efforts. We know that we had some hiccups last week with people trying to get their reports in on time, but hey, we're moving pretty good, you know. We're coordinating, we're doing all the things, and you know, the motion is in the right direction. That's really why I want to make sure to just keep getting on here and speaking with people, because we need to understand that the motion is in the right direction. We do not need to freak out. We don't need to worry. We don't need to be crazy. You know, we can do some things. There's always more to do. But the motion is in the right direction. And we have the marches coming up this weekend. As your CEO, I'll be coordinating. I'll be making sure that paychecks are going out to all of our paid protesters, agitators, things of that nature, making sure that everything is handled accordingly. One thing that I have learned is being online, these MAGA clowns, these MAGA lunatics, they're going to try to take down our lives. They're going to try to silence our voices. They're going to try to, shut our platforms down. I mean, hell, TikTok's literally getting bought by MAGA. He said if he could make it 100% MAGA, he would, and we have to believe that because that's what's happening right now. I mean, just last week here on TikTok Live, they wanted to take me down for misinformation, said that we were misinformation, all because I said that we are sick left radicals and there's nothing to be scared of because we're tens of millions strong. Because everyone that doesn't agree with this administration is a sick left radical. That's not misinformation. It's real life. That's real life, baby. That's what we're living right now. Millions of people living that right now. Maybe it's time that we wake up. But I think that what we're seeing right now, especially on TikTok, I'm seeing a lot of people in network, a lot of creators talking about how the algorithm is skewing a lot to the right. And I can definitely attest to that because there are different propaganda channels, especially how we consume content. We've been seeing a lot more of right-wing material. I have to say, especially during the election, it was substantial, but right now we're seeing probably 10 times, 15 times more far-right material. And I've even tried with dry algorithms, tried to reset, tried to do all the things that I could to, get away from the right, even that being as a propagandist and things like that. Because I have my channels that I want to consume certain information in. And even trying to, it's all they're pushing now. I mean, even on my regular YouTube channel, on my regular YouTube account that I'm just watching like regular stuff on, they're pushing me far right content all the time. And I'm talking as far right as it gets. We're talking Nikki F. We're talking all the crazy people, and I don't understand why. Please explain to people what our organization is. That's no problem. Give me 1 second, please. Just 1 second. Our organization, I'm trying to figure out a way. We're going to have to come up with coded language. We'll go by Liquidate the Billionaires just because, that's the branding that we've been pushing for this year. It's algorithm tested and acceptable. But, our organization, which is the parent company of Liquidate the Billionaires, the hottest, sickest, leftist, most radical organization in the country, in the world perhaps, our organization is hell-bent on one thing. That is focusing on the true problem that is destroying America, the billionaires. It's quite simple. Poor immigrants aren't making houses more expensive, especially poor immigrants who are building houses. Poor immigrants are not making food more expensive, especially poor immigrants who are in the food chain, in the food supply chain. Poor immigrants are not making anything worse because they cannot. It really does not make any sense. How can a poor person do anything to me other than blatant crime, but their crime statistics are so down, they're so low that it's almost negligible. Just because Fox News will hit a little spin, just because one person does one thing bad and they happen to be from a different country, Fox News will hit the spin. You think all of them are bad. Just because, Donnie J said that all of them are horrible people, we think all of them are bad. But that's not the case. Can you come up? I can take you. I can take you. I'll take you. Let's see what we're working with tonight. Hello there, brother. How are you? I'm well. So look, we're on multiple streaming platforms right now. My other channels cannot hear you. So if you ask me a question and if you hear me like repeating exactly what you said to respond to it, that's part of why I want to make sure that everyone in the audience is getting everything available. And we're also recording this to post to all of our other channels for our podcast network. So I just wanted you to be aware of that up front. Well, buddy, we are right now just talking about anything that is sick left radical in America. Um, as the CEO of the sickest, most left radical organization in the country, it's our focus. And we're just making sure to get out here, stay on brand. We want to talk to all of our operatives, all of our agents who are out here working very hard to push the communist agenda in America. So, whatever, if there's any questions for me, I'm game. I am as serious as Donald Trump was when he signed that executive order saying that we are a T organization. That's how serious I am. So if that's serious, then I don't know. I guess it sounds pretty serious to me, but hey, it's that easy. It's that easy. You put a label on it, you throw a suit on, you shave your face. It's real easy to look like the CEO of the most sickest leftist radicalist organization in the country, in the world. I mean, come on now. I ask myself that question every day, you know, even as someone who was educated in a deep conservative red state, lowest education in the country, I still somehow find myself asking that question as to why are we courting fascist? You know, you would think, and so the question for all the other platforms is he asked, with education, isn't there some inherent concept of morality? Essentially, is what he asked, and you would think, my friend, for pro-life Christians, for people who claim to follow Jesus Christ, you would think, okay, you would think they would know right from wrong. You would think they would know how to treat their neighbor because Jesus Christ spelled it out for them in writing. I don't know which Bible they read, but in my Bible, his words are red, so they're separate. You can clearly see what Jesus said. And he said, treat your neighbor well. Treat them like me. However you treat the lowest among you is how you would treat me. So whenever we see these pro-life Christians out here laughing and cheering the treatment of immigrants, when we see these pro-life Christians laughing and cheering the treatment of protesters, well, that's exactly how they would have treated Jesus Christ. They would have maced him. I mean, we know what they did to him in real life, but it's this. Yes. Correct. No, he is a brown man. Correct. 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 Jesus was the first communist, my friend. I want to That I no, I know it's no problem. I want to point that out though. Jesus was the first communist. He was the OG communist. Majority of the Bible is outright take care of other people. We don't like rich people. Rich people aren't going to make it. So Karl Marx smart guy, sure, but he literally just ripped Jesus Christ. You know, the fact that they tried to strip religion out of the communism don't make no sense to me. I mean, I kind of understand because we don't want to use it to be able to take advantage of people. But my boy literally just read the Bible and was like, we're going to make a classless, stateless society, you know? We're going to do it here on earth. No, I mean, I would agree. Jesus wanted everyone to live equally because all of our concepts of heaven, if you close your eyes, you picture the pearly gates, you picture the clouds, whatever, there's no work. You're not showing up to work. You're not slaving. It's not a capitalist system up there, you know? It's socialism. It's communism. It's an egalitarian equality society. That's what we're aspiring to make it to if we act well on earth. So why aren't we doing that here? Why are people riding around on mega yachts and flying around on their private jets while we're out here starving? You know, why are billionaires buying houses while people are in the streets, you know? Don't count yourself out, buddy. You keep saying that people smarter than me, you don't have the information. You sound like a smart guy already. You sound like an empathetic guy. Right. I mean, I would go a step farther. So for the other platforms, he said that we know that people who work hard, you know, in theory, they should get, you know, what they want. They should get more. But we see in reality that that's not the case. You know, if you take the poorest person in the world right now, all right, they work harder than every billionaire combined. The poorest person in the world works harder right now than every billionaire combined. This isn't some propaganda spin, it's just fact. Poor people work substantially harder than rich people because rich people do not work. Just like the landlords, they do not work. We have entire classes of people in our society that do not contribute in any way. You know, someone that sits at home on welfare, this mythical person that sits at home collecting welfare and food stamps and all these things, does more for society than a single billionaire. Because just the existence of a billionaire means that people are not eating, people are not having housing, people cannot have access to health care, because the existence of billionaires prevent those things. That's exactly right. And you know, I'll be frank, I'm not going to say that in my ideal world we wouldn't have some sort of tiered system. Of course there'll be people with more, there'll be people with less, but what I'm saying is that the people with less by default will have substantially more than what they have today, you know? And that's not some fairy tale myth. We're big brain monkeys. We build bridges over 30-mile, you know, we build bridges over canyons. We do amazing things. We shoot people to Mars on rockets. So the fact that we can't feed people when half of our food is going to dumpsters doesn't make any sense to me. The fact that we can't house people when houses are sitting empty right now, appreciating in value on some balance sheet, doesn't make any sense to me. That's the problem with capitalism, is all this propaganda. It doesn't make any sense. The math isn't mathing. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. 100%. Because that's incorrect. That's incorrect. So, one second, please, guy man. So, for the rest of the platforms, we now have a billionaire sympathizer who is asking the question that if Jeff Bezos did not exist, that all of the people that he employed would then be unemployed. And so, to counter this claim is very simple. the things that we need or the things that we want do not disappear just because some corporation disappears. So, like, all of those things were happening before. So, if you think of the concept of like buying books was happening before. Jeff Bezos just did it in a different way. And arguably, it really wasn't more efficient because now he's just making a bunch of money. And all of these people who used to own bookstores and used to do things, that Jeff Bezos and his company now does are out of jobs. So the people that he's employing, it actually takes substantially more from the economy because there's so many people, especially working at Amazon, I'm sure, that would love to be in business themselves, but they can't because Jeffy B went and wrecked the market. Take him combined with Walmart, combined with every other large franchise that comes in and colonizes our towns, our rural communities, colonizes our cities. That's the problem with American capitalism, is that we've never moved away from the colonizer model. So whenever the McDonald's, whenever the Five Guys, whenever the Five Below, the Walmart opens up in your community, they are not bringing anything good. They are coming to extract your resources. And just because they're exchanging you toilet paper does not mean anything, because someone else could have exchanged you toilet paper and they could have kept that money in your community. And so that's why. No. No. Okay, so real quick, I'm sorry, but I have to. I just. I need you to be mindful that, because we're not. This isn't the only platform. So like, whenever I have long spaces of silence, the other people that are watching on the other streams, they're not hearing exactly what you're saying. So if you can, I need you to like kind of keep it tight so that I can come back in. I have no problem talking to you and answering your questions, but I also have to relay that information to like other platforms, which I am getting that fixed. So I do appreciate you working with me right now. So, okay. So he's asking right now the concept of essentially, if I had the opportunity to become a billionaire, would I? And the answer is, me personally, no. There comes a point where once I max out on the basics of life, realistically, I have a decent house. My kids are going to college. That's affordable. Give me a boat, maybe. But once I have those things, yeah, maybe I'll grow, but like my focus is the equity in the community. So like I would just do things differently. That's the thing about it. And with our media organization, that's part of what we're doing. Like I make money doing this online and whatnot, but like I'm not making the money to like get rich. Like that's not what it's about. Like in the suit, just because I threw a suit on, like this is an old suit. This is like a 5-year-old suit, so almost, we're getting there. Yeah, that's not true at all. I don't think that I could do more for my people as a billionaire, because that doesn't make any sense. If I've become a billionaire, that means I've actually like not done anything for my people. No. 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 Okay, so real quick, so the rest of the platforms, he just said the more you have, the more that you can give. And so the fallacy with that is that the more you have means that it's the less that you've actually given. So if you've accumulated all of this, it means that you're actually taking. So you have to think, if one person has the accumulation of 1 billion or 100 billion, whatever number we want to talk about, but if that's accumulated with one person, think of all the other people who are not getting a piece of that, because it is all accumulated into that one person. Sure, it could be speculation, it could be whatever, but money is real in our lives. It determines whether we have access to the things. So that means that if someone has more, so much more that they realistically don't even need. I mean, let's come on now. Um, Max income 10 million. Max income 10 million. 10 million cap in our society. That's you don't need any more money than 10 million. Do you hold on 1 second? 1 second, really quick. Do you understand? I just want to put this into perspective for you. Do you understand that if you made $50 million a year, all right, $50 million a year, okay, if we made 50 million, I messed up my zeros. 50, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, all right. If we made $50 million a year, it would take 20 years of zero expenses to become a billionaire, okay? That's $50 million a year. If we made $10 million a year, how long would it take to become a billionaire? And that's with no expenses. It's just fictitious. It's fictitious. But listen. Okay. So he's saying that essentially I'm not sure exactly what you're saying, but you know, people who, it's okay. People who have billions of dollars are not flicking pennies in the homeless people's jar. And even if they are, okay, but why are you speaking about me specifically? I am not a billionaire. I have to figure out how to get the audio. That would be just so clutch. I am on OBS. Do you know how to use OBS? You want to give me a walkthrough right now? All right, so look, you're on TikTok. You're on my iPhone. How do I route my iPhone through my OBS on my computer? No, because I mean, I have two Apple devices, so like I can use my camera. I'm gonna figure it out. You know, this wouldn't be a problem right now if I didn't get freaking banned on TikTok. If these billionaires weren't trying to stop me, man. Look, I appreciate you. I do. I appreciate the billionaire sympathizing. I'm gonna let you ride. It's okay. I'm gonna let you ride. The point is, you know, there's enough people sympathizing for billionaires out here, and for all the people on the other platforms, they can't even hear all this sympathizing, and thank God that they can't, because, you know, what is there to say? There's no justification. There's absolutely no justification for people having billions of dollars. It makes no sense. It makes absolutely zero sense. It's the reason that so many people are out here struggling. It's the reason that so many people are just squeezed and juiced and just, I mean, come on. It's so obvious that they're literally coming for everything that we have. We're talking about for people. I mean, think about this. Think of all of us and all of our lives and how much money we have and all these things, all right? If we had $1 billion, we would never have to work again. We would never have to do anything again ever. And that's not enough for them. We're talking about people who that is not enough. We're talking about psychopathic people, crazy people, lunatics. All right? They want to call us sick left radicals. We're talking about lunatics. That $1 billion is not enough. Come on now. You got to get real. You got to get real. $1 billion of anything is a lot. $1 billion of almost anything is more than anything. And like, you got to get real. It's too many. We don't need any billionaires. Millionaires is more than enough. Maybe we can have 100 million. I don't even know about that. 100 millionaires is kind of pushing it. Like, I don't like. We don't need mega yachts. We don't need mega yachts. The military's like gonna build boats. Like, we don't need mega yachts. Like, come on now. Then we make arguments about imperialism and military and all of that, but like, we definitely don't need mega yachts. You know, if these other countries want to do billionaires, let them. You know, but I tell you what, we get rid of ours. I mean, realistically, it wouldn't just be ours. We'd be able to touch everything, because every billionaire's money touches America. So, you know, you show me a billionaire, I'll show you a criminal. It's that easy. And this administration is showing us just how easy it can be. You know, you pick your enemies, you find your case, you line it up, tee it up, bap. You know, it's just the incompetence right now. You know, you got a guy out there saying this name. You know, you can't name names. We're not gonna name names. You know, you can never name names. But what's up? Yeah, it looks crisp, right? The production value goes up substantially. Yeah. Oh, you know. Yeah, I'm gonna order some more. It's gonna be all right. You about to go to sleep? All right. That's okay. I love you. Good night. All right. I'm gonna order some. I'm gonna get some off from China. Oh, you're right. I'm gonna go get some from China. Um, disagree. Name names. We're not naming names. You know. I talked to legal. We can't be naming names. You know. They start calling. They're like, "Hey, stop naming names," and I'm like, "What can I say though? You know." I'm a wild boy. You gotta be a wild boy. Gotta be a wild boy to be the CEO of a leftist organization. That's all I gotta say. Or a wild woman. Wild day. Could be a wild anything, but you gotta be wild. Wild nonetheless. Waiting for the administration to pop up. Waiting for the administration to pop up. I don't see y'all. Where you at, though? Where you at, though? Where you at, though? Where you at, though? Waiting for the administration to pop up on me. Hey, guys. If y'all are watching this right now, hey, guys. Hope y'all are being cool. Shout out Pete. Shout out Pete. Oh my god, I'm so stupid. I gotta figure out a way to get the audio from the talk through the OBS. I'm gonna get it, man. They denied my application, man. TikTok be playing with me, dog. I don't understand. Out of all the platforms, TikTok really just be playing with me the most. TikTok really does the most. Hopefully, I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. I'm gonna be a hundo. I really hope the Trump administration destroys it. That would just be great. That would just be freaking peachy. The less platforms I have to try to struggle on, the better. And the dancing, I'm tired of the dancing. I'll do the dances, you know? Whatever it takes to liquidate, I'll do the dances. But we got the after hours. We got the chat. Checking the chat real quick. I got to figure out how to, let's see, so we got Facebook, we can do Twitch, we can do the Gram. I don't know what the Gram is. I can do Substack? Oh, I can do Substack. No way. I can do freaking Substack. Oh, not yet. It's only available for select creators. That's chap. Yo, when we get Substack, that's gonna be cool. We're gonna grow that. I just don't have the time to be writing, man. It's hard out here. Maybe I need to do just more voice to text and stuff like that. I gotta figure it out. I just gotta be more for everybody. I just gotta do more. I just have to be more. I just gotta up it, you know? The org needs more FaceTime. I mean, it's just so hard. I mean, there's millions of people. But I got to, you know? I mean, man, we could work on a little something right now if y'all want. We could workshop something. I'd throw something together with y'all if y'all would be so inclined. We could do it live right here. I can show y'all how the bacon's made. Do it right here on the stream. Oh, look at that. We got a new subscriber to the Propaganda Factory. That's amazing. Propaganda Factory podcast available on all platforms. This is where we will have the repost of these streams, these recordings, especially as we continue to increase the production value. With that being said, this stream is sponsored by Liquidate the Billionaires. That's right, Liquidate the Billionaires, with a very ambitious goal to turn every mega yacht into a coral reef. So if that's something that you're interested in, then please tap in with Liquidate the Billionaires. Food for all, yachts for none. So I am a little inclined to write a little Substack or write a little long form right now. I don't know. It's a cool time. I'm going to watch OBS tutorials too, that's for sure. You know, if we really want to see why we're dealing with what we're dealing with now, you know, there's so many through lines that we can see through history, and one of the most substantial that I'm not sure if people are aware of is the Daughters of the Confederacy, who worked so hard to improve the image of the Confederacy post United States Civil War, and from that, allowed a lot of things to continue to flourish just proudly in the American dialect. And if we had handled the outcome of that engagement correctly, we really would not be in a lot of these situations right now. We do ask that if you want to tap into our org, you can check the link in our bio. Make sure you tap in with us, subscribe to our email channel so that we can contact you directly. We have to be connected in every way, shape, or form on every platform that is available, because if we are not, then that is how they can silence us. And they're coming for us. They're coming for me for sure. They're coming for all of us. They're coming for you. It's just that, people like us are in the way, who continue to be just out stupid, being, saying whatever online, doing whatever, living whatever. But, realistically, that's what it takes, I think that is why, personally, I chose to just go with this branding, especially with that executive order being signed. I talked about that last time. I'm going to continue to talk about it because it just is so provocative to say that an imaginary organization is what's wrong with America. So if you want that to be true, then guess what? That's actually no problem. We can just do that. I have no problem being that imaginary person, the imaginary leader of the imaginary organization that's ruining America. If we want to pretend that it's not the billionaires, that's no problem. So, it is what it is. The world, life, everything makes us what we are. Some people have choices, other people don't. And I don't really feel like I had a choice in this situation. I feel like the entirety of my life has converged to this point to be where we are today. I feel like everything that we've done, especially, online through the years, the networks, the connections, I feel like all of that has made it to where, if I'm not the CEO of this organization, then who is? Frankly, every one of us is. So that's what it's about. It's about continuing to exercise all of our constitutional rights that are available to us. It is about continuing to fight in the face of hopelessness, in the face of exhaustion, in the face of oppression. It's continuing on in every way, shape, and form that's available to us. We will continue to push. We will not stop. I appreciate everyone. I appreciate everyone's time. I'm going to upload this raw and dirty. And, maybe I'll clean it up. We'll see what the editing's looking like tomorrow. I might edit it tomorrow. I'm not going to promise anything. If I don't edit it tomorrow, it's not getting edited, and I'm just going to upload it raw and dirty because, frankly, I'm not going to lie to y'all. Authenticity is everything. It's everything in this game. And so that is why I'm getting on here with my face to be the most authentic self available to you. There's nothing to hide. There's nothing to lie about. You can ask me whatever, I'm not going to tell you who the fuck I am or whatever, but you know who I am. You know exactly who I am. I am the CEO of the organization that we are all a part of. I am the enemy within. I am, a sick left radical just like you. So what more do you need to know about me, comrade? You know exactly who I am, and I know you. So with that being said, Hey, what's up? What's up? You know, with that being said, what's up? We know what's up, and we're going to continue moving on. We're going to continue moving in the right direction. We're going to continue with this energy. We're going to continue gathering the strength required for the new republic to make, remake the world in our image, the image of the working class, the image of the true people who work hard, and if the billionaires work hard, if they've really earned all of this, then you got to pay your people. That's just reality. You got to pay your people. Everyone out here is struggling. Everyone out here is starving. And it's not going to make things more expensive. Not when food is purchasable and affordable for everyone. Not when it's rotting in fields. Not whenever it's not being exported and being packaged up. The food is readily available and people are still starving. The houses are readily available, but it's sitting on a balance sheet. It makes no sense. So you cannot tell me that in a system that we can do all of these things, that we can do magnificent things, build fighter jets, then go and all these things. Telling me we can't feed people, we can't house people, we can't provide health care for people. That's not politics. That's just I don't know what it is. Who knows what it is? But I know one thing, that life is precious, that we've realized, especially collectively within the last month, that just like that, it can be snatched and that we must cherish it. And so what are we doing out here that people are just struggling? What are we doing? What are we doing? Letting people struggle like this? What are we doing? If you work 8 hours a day, you should afford food. You should afford housing. You should afford the ability to go to the doctor without worrying about financial ruin. You should be able to afford transportation. You should be able to afford a substantial education for your children as far as they can go. I don't understand what we're doing out here. And all of that, every bit of that, is sitting in those mega yachts. It's sitting on those private jets. It's sitting in those stock buybacks. Every little bit of that is sitting there, taunting us, not being moved, just stagnant, wasting away, degrading, rotting. All of that is available to us. It's I don't know. But with that, we're gonna go ahead and hop off of the multi platforms. We're gonna focus on TikTok for a little bit and just chill. I appreciate everyone.